I'm good.
I think we're going, yes, hooray! Welcome to the third annual Two Dumb Punks, where me, Danny Valderrama 69, the mayor of the VC, and don't you forget it, and Mr. Damien. Ned. The war cabinet member for my administration.
Hey, so let me ask you, what time is it in the UK right now?
It's 5 to 12 a.m.
That's good.
Yeah.
5 to 12. I got 6:54 in the AM here.
Coolio.
Yeah.
It's all good.
So hey, before we do this, do you want to make a mayoral statement as to the current goings on in the VC?
Yeah, I'd just like to say, everybody, just have a bath and wash the sand out of your vagina, and you'll be okay. Carry on with 2014 like it's like you're gonna rock it like a bitch. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
Happy 2014 as well to you, anyway, mate. And to the rest of you, and to the rest of you that are watching, happy 2014. Hope you have a good one. And I don't really care. Just look, you see how easy I made it to look like I cared then, but I don't actually care.
Hey, so do you have any Beatles records? I don't have any in this stack.
Oh, you know what? Not in this one, no. Maybe in the next time.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm sure. Right. So you know the crack of this show. We show what we've got recently, and then we wax lyrical like we know shit about a record company, and try and talk about the history of a record company as best we can, but yet fail on every aspect of it so far. So go on, you go first. What have you got recently? What have you picked up recently?
Oh, I got some good shit. This is a band that you had told me about probably about 2 years ago that I never jumped on picking up anything. Yeah. Because with me, ska punk with horns is just fucking, it's difficult for me. Third wave stuff.
Right.
So this is a Streetlight Manifesto, and this is Everything Goes Numb. And this is a fucking brilliant band.
Yeah.
Now the difference with these guys and a lot of the third wave shit out there, like Real Big Fish and Less Than Jake, and you own one Less Than Jake record, you fucking heard them all, in my opinion.
Yeah.
These guys are good. I mean, they're talented musicians. Whoever writes the horn parts is just fucking brilliant. I mean, I've never heard horns, outside of like a fucking wanky jazz type situation that are this good as this band's capable of doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's lightning fast, great singer, fucking amazing bass player, guy blows my mind. But this record here, this is, top to bottom, dancey, fun, just top notch third wave stuff.
Has that got the song, Would You Be Impressed or Would You Be Upset?
No, that's on, the album after this one.
Right, okay. Well, that's the album I've got, but I've got it on MP3. I've not got any actual vinyl by Streetlight Manifesto, but I've seen them live. They're an awesome band live to see as well. They played at Rebellion a couple of years ago, or I might have seen them in Manchester. I smoked a lot of pot since I saw them, so I can't really remember where I saw them, but I'm pretty sure I've seen them live. The only record I got for Christmas is this one, Virus 100, a tribute to the dead Kennedys by bands, and there's some fucking awesome bands on here. I'll take you through some of them. The Digits, Alice Donut, Faith No More doing a cover of Let's Lynch the Landlord, Napalm Death doing Nazi Punks Fuck Off, fucking brilliant. No Means No, Forward to Death. Neurosis are on here, who are a metal band from the 90s that I remember fondly, but listening to them now, I don't really like them that much. I remember, listening to them in the late 90s thinking, oh, Neurosis are brilliant. Now, listening to them, I think, why the fuck did I listen to them? What, you know?
They were a Lookout band at one time, Neurosis. Yeah, their first, I think their first EP and their first full length were early Lookout.
Yeah. What were they?
Which made no sense.
Were they more of a punk band then, or because they were always like sludgy metal to me, like with a bit of a techno twist?
Well, they've always been metally, but the stuff that I've heard, the early stuff, you'd probably classify as crossover type stuff.
Right.
You know, not quite suicidal kind of crossover, but crossover still. And then they just got slower and sludgier. I have an album they put out in 2012. Can't remember the name of it, but I agree. It's not my cup of tea, man. No. It's just balls.
It's like that. Dope Smoker record everyone goes on about in the VC a lot. I do not get that. 35, 40 minutes of just it sounds like Gregorian chanting with metal music underneath it. I just don't get it. Anyway, there's some more bands on it. Les Thugs, who are a French punk band, brilliant, really good. Sepultura on here. Sepultura are a fucking brilliant band, especially with Max. When Max was in Sepultura, they were the best metal band ever. Pantera were a very close second, but Sepultura were Max in fucking awesome band. And Mojo Nixon's on here. There's a couple of others, but this is a fucking fantastic record. If you ever get the chance, pick that up. Definitely.
Yeah, that does look good.
Yeah.
Next one, we talked about Streetlight. This is an album they put out in 2006. It's a re-recording. This is called Keysby Nights.
Right.
This is fucking brilliant. This is the one of the two that I've actually had more listening time because the fucking download actually worked.
Right.
But Catch-22 was the band in New Jersey that these guys were originally, and supposedly Catch-22 is pretty good too.
Yeah, I've heard of Catch-22. Yeah. I didn't know that. I didn't know they were the same band.
But YouTube, Dear Sergio, and actually on the Everything Goes Numb album, those are two of the best album openers I think I've ever heard.
Right.
On a record.
Yeah.
And this is good. The last track's a throwaway. And the fifth track. See, my problem with third wave ska stuff is it's the fucking distortion pedal. When the guitar player gets too much on the distortion pedal, it kills it for me.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're doing like a dancey breakdown section, you know what I mean? But if you're going to have horns in your band, you shouldn't be on the distortion pedal, really. It's just, it doesn't work for me.
If you're the Mad Caddies, though, I think the Mad Caddies can do that. They do that very well, that mix between, you know, easy ska, heavy ska, and then just playing punk rock. And they've got the trumpets in there as well. Mad Caddies, for me, are one of the better third wave ska bands, I'd say. But the bands you mentioned before, Real Big Fish, Less Than Jake. Less Than Jake, I can't stand Real Big Fish at all. Less Than Jake have got... The thing with Less Than Jake is every album, they're like AC/DC, every album's got 2 or 3 good songs on it and the rest are just filler. And if you took those 2 or 3 good songs off every Less Than Jake album and put them on one album, it'd be fucking fantastic. But they've not done that, so I don't know.
Well, now, like Suicide Machines is a good example of a band that was, if you take away the Hot Topic popularity aspect of Suicide Machines, they wrote ska punk. Yeah. It was fast. They covered Minor Threat tunes, you know, and they had horn interaction there, but it wasn't, they didn't really fit that third wave mold of trying to actually be a ska band.
Yeah.
Which I think is what kind of kills a couple of those tracks for me on that record is, they have a sound that they're good at, that they can do. Mm-hmm. And then they go and they mud it up for some reason. They try to they try to throw this punk hardcore kind of vibe into it when what they really have is a great ska record. Yeah. I mean, it would stand up with some of the, second wave stuff as far as quality.
Cool.
You got anything else?
Well, I've not got any records. I've just got this book. I'm not 100% sure what this book is about. Going off the title, I'm not really sure. But I can tell you that it is the shittest book I have ever fucking read on this subject. Basically, what this book says is, in 1976, the Ramones started punk, And then it came to England in 1977, and the Pistols were fucking brilliant. And then by 1978, it died. And then there was hip hop. Honestly, this is what it fucking. And then there was hip hop and new wave ska, and it's got like stuff like that. Hip hop is the black punk rock. Oh right, really? Okay, sounds right. What a fantastic thing, right? This is how fucking biased this book is. It's got, I'm trying to find it now, but it's got like a quarter of a page dedicated to Northern Irish and Irish punk, right? A quarter of a fucking page. So the Stiff Little Fingers and the Undertones get mentioned in a fucking paragraph. Or one sentence, if that's it, right? And then there's 3 fucking pages on how Russ Myers might have done a film with the Sex Pistols. 3 fucking pages on a hypothetical film that never fucking existed. It's complete bollocks. It's just complete fucking bollocks. Fuck off.
I hate the whole Sex Pistols debate. I mean, it's probably the reason I fucking hate the band so much. I know they were important, and likewise, I know the Ramones were important, and I love the Ramones, but punk did not fucking stop happening in 1978. And then they lumped the Clash in there, and that fucking Clash are like the second coming of Jesus to the Sex Pistols, and that's it. I mean, it's like fucking, it's cool. Jesus is here. We're done. We can quit. And they've obviously they've never listened to a Clash record before, apparently, because if you get into combat rock, what a fucking piece of shit that record is.
Cut the Crap as well. Oh, God, have you ever heard Cut the Crap?
Yes.
That's a fucking shit record as well. Plus, but it's the same, like, oh God, it's just fucking, the minute Johnny Rotten said, have you ever get the feeling you've been cheated, that was it, punk was over. It ended in San Francisco in 1978 or whatever the fuck that was. It's just fucking bollocks. Fuck off. It just, pick up a record that came out in 1982. Anyway, right, have you got anything else?
I got one more.
What?
Alright, so I felt obligated to finally pick up some Nirvana stuff. And, I have a very strict Nirvana policy.
Yeah.
So I bought the Bleach. This is the 25th anniversary, whatever the fuck it is. It comes with a book so you can jerk off to a bunch of pictures of Kurt Cobain. Fucking all kinds of shit. But, it's a nice book, copy of the record contract and shit in there. But what's cool about this record is, and it made me realize that Bleach isn't my favorite Nirvana record. Incesticide's my favorite Nirvana record.
Right.
And the reason I say that is because there's actually an entire live disc in here from a show that they did in Portland in 1990. And if for no other reason to buy this ridiculous 25th anniversary recording, that live record is.
Right.
I don't buy into the Kurt Cobain. He's another coming of Jesus. Kurt Cobain, I'll fucking save music. I'm gonna fucking do it all.
Well, that's what they like to say in books like that and films like that. Punk ended in 79, and then nothing happened, and then all of a sudden Nirvana came around, and punk was happening again. Fuck off. No.
Yeah, people were calling Pearl Jam punk at the time. I mean, it's a great record, and everybody likes to suck Dave Grohl's dick, and I think he does too, to be honest with you. But I honestly, I think that Chad Channing, who played the majority of the tracks on this recording, I mean, if you listen to the fucking drumming on this record, it's great. Now, the guy from the Melvins, Dale, whatever the fuck his name was, contributed a few tracks, and they actually kept those drum tracks. But, so just made me realize that, I do like Nirvana. I think they wrote good songs. I don't fucking worship at the altar of Nirvana. I think he was a whiny cunt. I think if you can't handle making fucking tens of millions of dollars and enjoying the lifestyle that affords you, then you're a cunt.
Yeah.
And,
simple.
So why don't you do something smart like blow your brains out? I mean, it just makes complete sense to me.
Exactly. I have a thing about Nirvana where all my friends got really into them and then just wouldn't shut the fuck up about them for years after the fact. And it just it ground on me every day. You know, when you come into school every day and see the same people with the fucking Nevermind jackets on, like a black jacket with Nevermind written on the back, you just say, oh, fuck off! You know. And people used to think they were cool, but I'd come in with a NoFX shirt on and people coming up to me going, who's NoFX? Or, what does NoFX mean? I'm like, wait, what the fuck's what are you talking about, NoFX? It took me years to figure out they were just saying NoFX, but in one word. Fucking idiots. That's the people I went to school with anyway. Anyway.
You got anything?
That's it.
Any
that's
other
it
new shit?
All new shit.
That's it on my new shit. Alright, so, Epitaph.
Epitaph Records. Let's talk about one of the best record labels of all time.
But yeah, now let me preface that, and I'm gonna stand by this statement. Okay. Epitaph was one of the best record labels.
Yes. Sorry. Yeah.
If you look at the steaming shit that they have released, with the exception of a few great albums, which I think I own, since 2010, they're not. They've abandoned punk rock. They're into creating this new scream metal fucking bullshit bands like Let Live or Bring Me the Horizon, or that fucking band Falling in Reverse with that guy with the fucking neck tattoos and shit and the fucking weird hair. I mean, that's the kind of audience that they're catering to. You look at the Warped Tour lineup and you're like, who the fuck are these guys? You remember when fucking Warped Tour was no use for a name and fucking, I mean, it was a brilliant event that you looked forward to going to, and now it's just this complete pile of corporate sponsored fucking bullshit is what it is. But let's talk about the glory days.
Before we do, I want to say the Warped Tour for me is not something I look forward to going to every year because it never fucking comes to England. I used to in the 90s, but it doesn't anymore. I've seen one Warped Tour, and that was at the Reading Festival. They took over a stage one day, and I got to see Less Than Jake, the Pie Tasters, Pennywise, Body Count. Suicidal Tendencies was supposed to play, but they didn't play. Who else did I see that day? Propaganda. I think No Use for a Name as well. I'm gonna have to. I'll have a look at that, and I'll let you. I'll speak more about that in the next one. But yeah, the Warped Tour never fucking comes to England, so I don't get excited for it. But I did for the CDs. The compilation CDs back in the early 2000s and late 90s were fucking brilliant. The Warped Tour compilation CDs. So yeah. Quickly before we start the Epitaph stuff, I've just got vinyl here. I could have filled this with fucking CDs. I've got all the Punkorama CDs and the Punkorama DVD. I've not brought them with me. I've just got vinyl, so we'll just stick to vinyl. So why don't we start off with the first Epitaph release ever? The Bad Religion 7-inch. This is a repress of it from 2010. It's on pink vinyl for I think it was a Record Day 2010 thing. Lovely pink. But yeah, this record started it all. Mr. Brett. I'm not sure where they got the name from, but it comes in a double folder there. But yeah, Brett Guritz from Bad Religion. Just him and what's the singer called?
Greg Graffin.
Greg Graffin. Name escapes me all the time. Them two were talking, and Brett Guritz apparently just wrote Epitaph on the 7-inch and said that's the label we're gonna be called. And they said, right, okay.
Actually, he took it from a King Crimson song.
Right.
And King Crimson was a huge prog band, in the 70s, which people, that's, we'd be a lot more popular if we showed, probably, but, and their second release was, do you have it?
The Vandals EP?
No, their second was the first full length, How Could Hell Be Any Worse?
Oh, right. No, I've not got How Could Hell Be Any Worse. No. I've got the rest of my Bad Religion collection is here. So I've got, fucking hell. We got Against the Grain. That was the third album, is it?
Nope.
No?
Hang on. I'm chronologically in order here.
I'm just in band order. So where's oh no. I dropped one and I forgot that.
This is why we're so popular, we're so organized. We've got a real knack for meticulism.
Oh yeah. Looks like I picked the wrong week to stop sniffing glue. Go on. Right, go on.
Alright, so here's the deal. So, as far as their first releases go, the EP you just showed, self-titled, then this first full length on Epitaph was How Could Hell Be Any Worse? And I don't have it on vinyl, I have it on CD. It's one of my favorite Bad Religion records in general. I mean, I go back and forth between the real melodic stuff from the 90s and the late 80s as my favorite, or I'll waffle back to the really early shit, the stuff that was on the 80-85 comp that was my first introduction to Bad Religion, which was How Could Hell Be Any Worse? Their second EP, which was, or their second full length, that piece of shit, it didn't make the compilation, Into the Unknown, the fucking grail of Bad Religion records that nobody can find. It was their prog rock experimentation with the fucking doodly keyboards and shit. But then they came back with the Back to the Known EP, which is a fucking brilliant EP, and if I could afford it, I would have that. My two favorite Bad Religion songs are on that EP, Yesterday and Along the Way. I fucking love those songs. And then we progressed. The band got better.
Yeah.
And then where are we at? We're up to,
This then, isn't it? Suffer?
Yeah, Suffer.
So yeah, Suffer comes out and everything changes then. Everybody gets this record. And everybody says, right, this is how we want to sound now. And then punk sort of, in the 90s, I think, split off into two camps. The people who wanted to sound like Bad Religion and the people who wanted to sound like Fugazi. And
absolutely right.
And this record started that, I feel. Fucking brilliant record as well. Delirium of Disorder is one of my favourite Bad Religion songs, and it's off this record.
Arguably one of my favorites. I think you're going to show probably one of my, No Control for me is, and will always be just the pinnacle. And I don't have a copy because they're in between pressings now, so I'm fucking waiting. But, brilliant album. Greg Hetson on that record, the leads he plays, I Don't Want to Conquer the World. Unbelievable tune.
I want to conquer the world.
I want to conquer the world.
It is a fantastic tune, actually. I want to conquer the start of it with the guitar.
Sure.
Fucking brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So what's next is Against the Grain next then?
That's right. There it goes. Yes.
Fantastic record. What's on this one then? Against the Grain, obviously, yeah. Because for me, it's hard to remember what songs are on what album because I got into Bad Religion by listening to All Ages first, the compilation of like those three albums, those 3 or 4 albums. So it's hard to know which songs are on which albums without actually looking at the Anesthesia's on this album. That's a fucking tune as well.
About 21st Century Digital Boys on that album.
Shit, it is. Well, that's on fucking every album then from this point on. So like, from this point on, 21st Century Digital Boy will be on every Bad Religion album.
Well, and everybody, I don't even think I knew it. I had heard Against the Grain before I had heard Stranger Than Fiction, and I don't even think I put 2 and 2 together. It seemed like it just belonged on that record.
Yeah. But that's it. It goes seamlessly. Like it just should fit in that. You're just waiting, and the next song's going to be 21st Century Digital Boy. You can just tell the way it's going. But yeah, next up, Generator. Oh, another fantastic record. Let's get the song Generators on here as well. Yeah, obviously a fantastic fucking song, Generator. I don't think what else is on here. It's hard to fucking read the song titles on this record though, because with that square on the back. And then,
well,
come on.
No, I was just going to say, Generator is one of those that, as I've listened to Bad Religion, I think I appreciate it more now than I did back then. Especially after burning through the 4 Atlantic Years records. 4 out of the 5 Atlantic records. I really appreciate Generator more, and I just keep going back to that one now. So that's kind of like my flavor of the month as far as Bad Religion goes for me.
Yeah, definitely. And then they go to the major record label after Generator, didn't they? Or is there one more?
Recipe was on Atlantic.
Yeah. So you got Recipe for Hate, Stranger Than Fiction, No Substance, and then is it New America, yeah. And was there one more? And then they come back to
There
Epitaph?
is. Hang on. Stranger Than Fiction. No Substance, Recipe for Hate, Stranger Than Fiction, No Substance, New America, and fuck, I got it. What is it? No Substance is terrible, by the way. Don't fucking
awful. Absolutely.
Terrible record.
Have you ever heard of the magazine Kerrang?
Yes.
When that album came out, Kerrang gave away a free CD and had Jerry Cantrell from Alice in Chains. that one song he had solo, that was on there, and the biggest killer in American history by Bad Religion off that No Substance album. I heard that song and thought, fuck off Bad Religion, I'm never buying anything ever by you again. No chance. It was just awful, that song. So yeah, I didn't buy anything after that.
Grey Race.
Grey Race. Of course. A lot of people bum that record, but I think it's very bland. Walk's a good song. A Walk is a good song, and punk rock song. And those two, and that's about it for Grey Race for me. I think it's a very bland record.
But now New America turned out to be better than I was expecting. Because Stranger Than Fiction is a great record.
Yeah.
New America was impressive to me. Like you said, No Substance is a complete pile of shit. And even Grey Race was actually a better record than I was expecting. I didn't hear that. I had heard the singles, but I hadn't heard that whole album until just the past month. And I thought it was pretty good. It's that period of Bad Religion where they always sound the same. I mean, but I don't know. It was just, there was more to it for me, I guess. What else you got?
New Maps of Hell. I think this is this is 2007, so I'm not sure this is their first album back on Epitaph, but they're back on Epitaph by this point, and there's more fucking members of the band than ever at this point.
Three guitar players.
3 guitar players, yeah, in a punk rock band. Fucking amazing. But a brilliant record. I really like this one. Requiem for Dissent is on here, and a couple of other songs, The Grand Illusion. So yeah, great record. And then the next one is the latest release, True North. Which
you don't have Process of Belief or Descent of Man?
No, I've got Descent of Man on CD and I've got Process of Belief on CD as well. I've not got them on vinyl.
See, I was hoping you had Process. That's one of my favorites. It really is. I just think they kind of went in a different direction that was cool on that record.
Yeah, what is it, like, Father, can you hear me? What's that song called?
Yeah.
Not Cease. But that song, it's got some really good, very talented songs on that album. Supersonic, the opening track, fantastic song. But yeah, like, getting back to True North though, this is where we're at now with Bad Religion. This is their latest album, came out last year. A fantastic record, I think. Back to them being really good. I'm still listening to this. I'm still liking it and enjoying it. And the stuff you got with it. I mean, you got a free CD with it. because you bought the record. You got it on CD for free. This is the 180 gram version of it, and it's a fantastic fucking record.
This is, and I put this in the upper echelon of Bad Religion releases. This, for me, erased a lot of bad records, bad Religion records for me. It was my number one pick this year for, my favorite albums. I think it was my number 2 pick, but it's just a monster. It's better than anything. Right now, for me, it's better than Stranger Than Fiction. I mean, as a whole record, I think.
Yeah.
But that's kind of where I stand with that.
Right, moving on from Bad Religion to, I'd say, arguably one of Epitaph's second bigger bands, if you will. I'm going to show their first album. I'm not sure if you've got much by these lot, Ned, but this is Rancid with their first album, Rancid. And at this point in the band, there was only 3 of them. But Lars Fredriksson did actually play on this record as well. So he was in the band, but he only joined about 2 or 3 weeks before this album was released. So he felt he didn't put enough work in to get credited on the album. But he does play on this record. And then, obviously coming from Operation Ivy into this band, I think there was a bit of expectation on Tim Armstrong and Matt Freeman's shoulders at this point. But they fucking delivered, because this is a fantastic record. The first album is fantastic, and it just gets fucking better and better from here, to be honest, with Rancid's.
That's the one I've never heard.
To a point. Sorry?
That's the one I've never heard.
Never heard this record at all?
Not at all.
Oh, seriously, the last song, Get Out of My Way, is a fucking stonker of a tune. Absolutely. But there's some really good songs. You've heard the song Hyena, surely? By these lot.
I don't even think sing them. No.
No? It's on one of the Punkaramas, that, I think.
Now, is that more street punky Rancid, or is that more ska punky Rancid?
Street punk. There's a lot of Matt Freeman singing on this. There's a lot of there's not a lot of ska at all. Okay. On this record, no, it's just straight up punk rock, pretty much. And then from there, we go to this record.
That's a brilliant record.
Let's go.
Classic.
Now, I've noticed something on this. I've got the CD version of this that came out when it first came out, this record. And on the CD version, there was 23 songs. On this, there's slightly less. I've not gone through and figured out which songs are missing and everything, but there's less songs on the actual record than there is on the CD, which is a bit strange.
It's because those cunts wanted to press 2 10-inches. That's the reason I haven't bought it. I fucking hate 10-inch records.
Yeah, I know.
I got nowhere to put them. They fuck up my order.
Yeah, these really do. My 10 inches are really doing my head in at the moment, because I'm running out of room and space, and the fucking 10 inches are just this odd little shit that are standing out. It's on white vinyl, 2 10-inch white vinyl records. Thanks, Rancid. You bunch of bastards. And then next by them is one of the greatest punk rock records of all time, hands down. I don't care what anyone says. This motherfucker, and Out Come the Wolves. Jesus Christ, what a fucking record. What a record, seriously.
Let me see yours. Put yours up. I'm trying to see the, do you have black border all the way around?
No. Just like at the bottom, on the side, on the top there, and it doesn't go down that side there, no.
So we don't have a first press, either one of us. The first press had a black border that ran all the way around.
Right, no, I've got a repress. If you look at the label, the Epitaph logo is all Script, yeah. And the represses are all script, yeah. If it's written out non-script wise, that means you've got a original press. I'll show a non-script version of a record in a bit when we get to one.
Now that gets foggy in the 80s, though. because everything was block print in the 80s, up until I think 88 or 89 with Epitaph. You know what I mean? The font.
Right. Okay. Well,
hey,
go on.
I've got an M here, if you want to do an M.
An M?
An M. Letter M. Unless you had more Rancid. But there was no more Epitaph Rancid, was there?
Well...
Oh, no shit.
I've got the single for Time Bomb, which is on Epitaph. And The War's End and Blast Them are the B-sides on that. Obviously, the Time Bomb was the fucking massive record from An Outcome World. Still gets played to this day. I've got... I should have brought these for the other two videos we did, but I didn't. But seeing as we spoke about Lookout and Fat Records, that's a Rancid record that came out on Lookout Records. And these songs have never appeared on any Epitaph record or anything like that.
Nope.
A fantastic little EP by Rancid there. And then this one, Radio, came out on Fat Records. Fat Rec. And this is really good as well. It's got Radio, Dopes a Girl, Just a Feeling, and Someone's Gonna Die. Just a Feeling and Someone's Gonna Die have never appeared on any albums as well. Is this on? No, it's on Fat Rec. But yeah, it's on Fat Rec, and fucking fantastic. Because we were talking about Rancid and we spoke about them before previously, I thought I'd bring them up. I've got another Rancid record, but we'll speak about that in a moment. Go on, M then. Go on.
Alright, so, do your Rancid. Finish your Rancid.
Alright, well, I just wanted to... I think that this... I've got here Operation Ivy's album, Energy, if you want to call it that, and Rancid's B-sides and C-sides. These were both released on Hellcat Records. And if we're talking about Hellcat Records, I've got to bring up this, which is, come on you fucker, where's that gone? I had it before, and now it's gone somewhere for a walk.
And Hellcat is, of course, Tim Armstrong's label that's a sister company to Epitaph.
Exactly. And he released this, the Dropkick Murphys' first album, Do or Die, that came out on Hellcat.
Fucking brilliant record.
Absolutely.
Brilliant record.
But this for me signifies where Epitaph started to lose giving a fuck about punk rock. They'd given some money to Tim Armstrong to start a street punk and ska label in Hellcat. So the street punk and ska elements of Epitaph all of a sudden jumped to Hellcat. They started to get into a bit more metal, and then anti-pop came around, and which is their sort of hip-hop, trippy shit, stick it on their album. And that's when the Punkorama, by Punkorama 10, everything's getting muddled up, and you've got a punk rock song next to a fucking hardcore song, next to a metal song, next to a trippy as fuck weird instrumental psychedelic Wales call bullshit, next to some really good hip hop. Like, they released Danger Doom, which is Danger Mouse and MF Doom's album, which is a fantastic record. The Mouse and the Mask is one of the best hip hop albums of all time. Epitaph released that in Europe, and that was one of the last good Epitaph releases to be in my mind. And for me, Hellcat signifies the birth of Hellcat is the sort of death of Epitaph, really, for me.
With exceptions.
Yeah, with a couple of exceptions, yeah. But for me, that's where it sort of starts getting. Yeah. Well, yeah, go on. What's next for you?
Here, let's jump into the ends, and then I'll get into my newer stuff.
Okay.
Where I can defend a few records.
Well, if you want to talk about old stuff, a couple of older records that I can show. One of Epitaph's early releases is this record, which I know this gentleman over here fucking hates. This is L7's first record.
I fucking hate L7 too.
I fucking love this record. I really like L7. But this guy over here fucking hates them.
I I can't fucking stand them, man. They are just screaming. I can't do screaming women, man. I can't. It just grates my fucking ears.
No, I can't listen to Penis Envy by Crass because I fucking hate when Crass, when the Crass let the women sing. It drives me mad. But I don't mind L7 in the slightest. I can't stand Hole. Courtney Love's a cunt. But L7 are a great band. For 10 out of 10. 2 thumbs up for L7 for me. Another older Epitaph band, Down by Law.
Fuck, I can't find that either. That is a great record, man.
Yeah, Punk Rock Academy Fighting. You've got this one, Down by Punk Rock Academy Fighting. Blue.
Got another one too.
And they're self-titled EP, Down by Law.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, it's not the best one really, but these two, that one
brilliant.
especially, fucking brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Is Gruesome Carry on this one? Or is it on this one?
And they'll never be reissued probably because they were released at that time when Epitaph was bankrolling so much fucking money from Offspring and No Effects and The Bad Religion, you know.
Yeah.
So they'll never see a release.
Well, to be honest, because Blue came out in '92, and it doesn't say when Punk Rock Academy Fight songs came out, but I think these were just before. These were in that period where Brett Gerritz was just signing bands and was like, yeah, you can have a deal. Clawhammer, Down by Law, No Effects, it was some of the early bands, Bad Religion obviously, Pennywise. It was just taking a chance on bands, to be honest, and I think Down by Law and Clawhammer definitely fall into the category of bands I just took a chance on. Brett Gerritz just took a chance on and didn't really work out that well. A bit of more older stuff. One of the fucking best third wave ska punk bands of all time, the Voodoo Glow Skulls.
Voodoo Glow Skulls.
This is Firm. Got the song Charlie Brown on him, Land of Misfits Toys, a fucking brilliant record. And then a sort of follow up to that, the band Geek Mafia, which is another fantastic record by this band. But these are a lot like the Less Than Jake, where they do, where Less Than Jake just do 2 or 3 good songs. These will do like 5 or 6 good songs on an album, and then the others are a bit similar. And if you took them off and did a double compilation album, it'd be fucking fantastic. Special mention to this, the best Descendants record of all time, Everything Sucks, 1996, Epitaph. Oh, come on now. This is fantastic.
I don't own it on vinyl, but it's up there, man. It's brilliant. The more I listen to it, and I've been kind of hot on that for the past couple weeks too, the more I really... And it's polished. I mean, it's their most polished recording.
Definitely.
But so many good songs, man. The entire album, is there a dud? I don't think so.
No, not one. Not one on there. Not one. I mean, the last 2 tracks, I Wouldn't Let Me and Thank You are just Thank You is a fantastic song as well.
For me, Rotting Out is probably one of the best songs ever put out by Epitaph. Every time I hear that song, it just changes my whole mood. It's just a brilliant track.
Yeah, it is. Everything on that album is fantastic. Like the bass line to Caught at the start. Just fantastic. Even Unique Boy. We talk about this little band, just a little band, you know, they started out kind of little, you know, one of the best bands in the world ever, No Effects. This is their first album on Epitaph, 1991, Lipple Animation.
But that was released on Waysale.
First, originally.
Yeah, Waysale. That was the Epitaph reissued it.
Right. Ah, yeah. You've got the most expensive record I've ever seen in my entire life.
People come to us for knowledge and we don't provide.
We don't have any knowledge. People don't come to us for knowledge. That's the, I think that's the very early, Epitaph label. You can see that, yeah.
That is.
Yeah, but,
and that's a shit album too, by the way.
Yeah,
it is just fucking bad.
Wank. It's not worth a wank in the world, this.
Six Pack Girls is...
Yeah, Six Pack and Shut Up Already.
Yeah, that's it.
But that's it. That is absolutely it for this record.
When I picked up my big NoFX haul, I put that record on for at least 3 minutes and I took it off and I was like, you know what? I didn't like this fucking album in 1992 and I'm not going to like it now.
I do remember at school we had a teacher called Mr. Jones, and I remember Mr. Jones to him a lot because of that record, but that's about it. That's about it. But then you get into Epitaph proper with NoFX and we get to this album, S&M Airlines, just a fantastic record, I think. It's got some really good tunes on it. Anyway, S&M Airlines itself, Screaming for Change is on here.
Drug Free America.
Yeah.
You drink, you drive, you spill.
You spill. Vanilla Sex. Yeah. Just a really good record when you think about it, because it slips my mind a lot, this record, but when you put it on, you're like, yes, this is a good record. It really is.
That's it. It's a good record. This was this was a changing point for NoFX.
Yeah.
They weren't quite great yet. The album's good, the songs are funny, and they're starting to come into that element of just, that humor side of things.
This is NoFX doing their best Rich Kids on LSD impression.
Exactly. That's what it is.
Yeah, it's very metal-y, but it's very good. Oh, well, it's not very metal-y, but it's got a lot of metal elements to it, but it's still a great record. And then next from them, you get... there's a couple of... every time I look at NoFX, I think, oh, that's my favourite record. And then I see another one, and I think, oh, no, that's my favourite record. But this is definitely one of my favourite records. This is Ribbed. You got me this, actually, Ned. This is the copy you got me. This is a repress, but this is a fucking fantastic record. Food and Sex and You, Shower Days, Gonna Hana...
Look at side one. Green Corn, the Moron Brothers, Shower Days, Food, Sex, and You. Just the Flu's kind of iffy, but L.A. and New Boobs are all great tunes.
Fantastic.
Side two, Where's My Slice? I mean, what an essential NoFX track that is.
Yeah.
Where's my slice? I want more than equal parts. Yeah. And Together on the Sand. I mean, yeah.
Plus, as well,
Together on the Sand, we walked hand in hand.
The last two songs as well. I Don't Want You Around, the Malachi Crunch. I don't know how you say that properly. The Malachi Crunch. I'm not sure. But those two as well. Fucking brilliant record. Absolutely brilliant record.
And this was my first introduction to NoFX too, incidentally. I bought this, not when it released, it was long after the fact. But I bought this on a whim. And just because it looked like a rubber and it said NoFX, I was like, it's on Epitaph, I'll give it a shot. But a week later, I bought this next one that we're going to show.
Oh.
This was released a week later. And it is...
Well, actually, that's not next. What's next is actually this. This 12-inch that came out 1992 has got 5 of the best songs that have never appeared on any NoFX album ever. This is The Longest Line. It's got the song The Longest Line. One of the best NoFX songs, The Death of John Smith, is on this. The Longest Line, Stranded, Remnants, and Kill All the White Men. There's only
Kill All the White Men.
Yeah, Kill All the White Men's on here, which is,
I thought it was fat, so I didn't pull it.
Oh, fuck. You know what? You're right, it is Fat Records. I've been fucking going, it's fucking Fat Records. I thought it was Epitaph. Oh, what a cock.
But it's cool because NoFX's 2 EPs, The Longest Line and The Decline, are just fucking brilliant. I mean, both of those 12-inch EPs are fucking phenomenal. Front to back, I mean, it's brilliance. But
1992, White Trash, 2 Heaves and a Bean. Now, this is where I come in to NoFX. A friend of mine, the guitarist in the Crash Mats, Dan, had gotten a tape of NoFX. This was on side A, and the next album we'll show was on side B. We wore the fuck out of that tape, so much so that we had to go back to the guy who gave us the tape and said, can you make it us again, please, and can you give us one each, so that we don't have to share this like some bastard child that we've had a divorce over, and he gets the weekends and I get the odd days or something like that. But come on, this is every song on this album is fucking brilliant. Every song on this album, it's funny, it's awesome tune-wise.
Four of these songs, I would say, are probably my favorite NoFX tracks. And Sold Out, Sticking in My Eye, Bob, Liza and Louise. I mean, the whole album's great. This is a 10, front to back.
Yeah.
Even the throwaway track,
the straight
Ugly
edge
Eyes, is good. Straight edge cover.
Yeah.
And incidentally, little bit of history I know you know this, but this was originally supposed to be called White Trash, two kikes and a spick.
Yeah.
But Eric Melvin's grandmother found out and said, no, that's not cool.
This is, does yours have the Fat Wreck logo on the back?
Yes.
Yeah,
both.
Very, very small, yeah. I just noticed that as well. So I think this is one of the first Fat releases, then, if that's right. This is on Epitaph. Oh, just an amazing record. Come on, Johnny Appleseed is on that. This is but you're right. Liza and Louise is one of my favourite songs of all time.
To contemporary Johnny Appleseed. I mean, it's so good.
On the radio. And then you get that pause.
That song made every fucking mixtape I made any girl in high school that they probably never fucking listened to. I mean, it was like there. Because it was like, you could give it to the bitches that didn't like punk and maybe they'd listen to it.
Listen,
but they...
The amount of times I recorded this album onto tape and gave it to people saying, that's my band's demo, and they went away and listened to it, came back and went, that's fantastic. That was really good. I was like, yeah. But you don't like punk, do you? And they go, no, I don't like punk. But they secretly, there's like thousands of people in Oldham who have secretly listened to NoFX and didn't know it.
We weren't that slick, man. We weren't that slick. That's a brilliant idea.
I did it with the Vandals as well and NoFX. I just taped their albums. I remember that one. And Hitler Bad, Vandals Good, I taped and just gave out to people and said, that's my band. And I specifically gave it to the people who come up to me every day and go, I don't like punk, I don't know why you get punk, blah, blah, blah. And I give them my tape and they go, that's my band. They go away, listen to it, and come back and go, that was fantastic, I loved it, it was brilliant, it was great. Oh, yeah, but you don't like punk, never mind. Oh, well, no. Next up. Oh, this isn't a 10, this is a 10,000 record. This is what I mean about NoFX. The last 3 records, album-wise, we've shown, they're my favourites. And I can't decipher which is the best and which is not. But Punk in Trouble. Fucking
Linoleum is one of those songs that could possibly be one of my favorite Epitaph songs as well.
Yeah.
That album's a 10.
I'm going to have Linoleum played at my funeral. I've decided
Yeah,
I've decided this because, it is a fucking brilliant song. Don't Call Me White, Perfect Government, The Bruise.
The Bruise.
The Cause, Dying Degree, Fleas, Laurie Myers, Jeff Wears Brinken Shoes, Scavenger Type, Rico. Rico's a fucking tune. Scavenger Type is as well. Happy Guy, Punk Guy. Oh, even the fucking impressions El Jefe does at the end.
Look, I'm holding my...
like that, Yogi.
I'm holding my copy right here. It's right here. Still on fucking eBay someplace. Waiting on a repress.
And then this record came out. And
I can't see it, it's blurry.
Oh,
what do you got?
Take it out the cover there. Heavy Petting Zoo, or as the LP is called, Eating Lamb. Is 1996, and this is NoFX's sort of attempt to try and get on MTV. Kind of. It's not the worst album in the world. It's not the best,
exactly.
But it's not the best album in the world ever. It's good, but it's not fantastic. If you know.
You're gonna see, and right about after Eating Lamb, we're gonna get into a phase with NoFX where it's they released 3 great albums, and then they released. Well, I don't remember if Wolves was on Fat. That's why I didn't pull it.
No, it's on Fat Records, yeah.
And Eating Lamb. But then it gets good. And something happened in the band where they didn't try to write those funny punk songs anymore. 'Cause actually, I think the guys got more talented at what they were doing. The guitar playing, the bass playing, the drum playing just gets monumental at a certain point.
Yeah, they got to that out. They did Eating Lamb, and everyone sort of panned it. So they came back with So Long and Thanks for All the Shoes, which is 97. Yeah, and this is back to being funny, quirky, poppy punk sort of stuff, but still having that sort of edge where they're writing songs like The Bag, or you've got the Desperation's gone on here and Falling in Love, but they've sort of got a blend of everything, because Eat the Meek's on this as well, and the Champs-Élysées on here. And then after that record, you get to this one, Pump Up the Volume.
Okay, let's get this straight. Here's the deal. They could not say volume because it was copyrighted.
Right.
So they had to do... Originally, there is an album cover that says Pump Up the Volume. It was an experimental. If you find one, you're probably, getting your dick sucked at the NoFX wiki site. But this is a great record. This is... I was expecting it to not be good.
Yeah.
Because I quit after Punk and Drublick. I mean, I was done with NoFX. I tried Wolves. I tried Eating Lamb. I couldn't get into those 2 records. Yeah. And then I heard this, a pretty recent pickup for me, and it's a brilliant record. I mean, it is technically fantastic. Yeah. And likewise, everything from this point on for NoFX for me has been great. But
because Wolves is after this. Wolves
was it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is 2.
So this is 2000, right? So after this is their last release on Epitaph. Pump Up the Balloon.
I missed this one then.
You go to you've got the George Bush album,
War on Errorism.
War on Errorism. Then you get Wolves, and then you get Coaster, and then you get the latest album, Self-Entitled. So
all of which are great.
Oh yeah, and they're all on Fat Record at that point. Wolves, I think, lets them down a little bit. It's the worst NoFX album for me. But everything they've done otherwise, I mean, Wolves has got... The problem with Wolves is they did the 12-inch of the month club leading up to Wolves. So the 12-inch of the month club was supposed to be them writing songs to go on to the Wolves album. And what they did was they ended up doing more covers than actually writing songs on the 12-inch of the month club stuff. So you get like the No Way cover by the Adolescents, the Dickies Fan Mail, the Germs Golden Boy, and a couple of other more covers. And the songs that they wrote for the 12-inch of the month club didn't end up going on Wolves. And they wrote an entire new sort of songs really quick and put that on Wolves. And I think that's why it's a bit weak, because it was just rushed, I think.
Now the track Doornails, I do like more and more. The shout out to all the guys that died on drugs. Yeah.
What's IOD?
And, sure. Sure.
But yeah, I know what you mean. It's good. It's got some good stuff. Right, do you want to show some newer stuff by Epitaph? Because pretty much this is where I end. I want to end on quite possibly the biggest Epitaph release of all time.
Well, we'll wait then. All right, hold off on that.
Okay.
All right, so this is the Menzingers. This was released in 2012. This is very poppy punk. Got real popular with the young kids not too long after I bought it. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I liked it a lot when I got it.
Yeah.
And the more I listen to it, it's kind of like the less I like. I don't think I'd buy another album after this. There is a 7-inch that's great that came before that, or came right after this, but then I'm done, I think, with the Menzingers. But so this was an example of a good punk record that I guess you would say they put out. Now this next band I don't think you've checked out yet, but you should. And this is Off With Their Heads. This was their first release, 2010. Not their first release, period, but their first Epitaph release. Nice. In Desolation. Brilliant record. The singer is the most depressing fucking guy. He's got a real gruff vocal, which I like. And his lyrics are just like, I just want to fucking sit in the bathtub and, eat a bottle of clonazepam and fucking cut my wrists because I just want to die.
Happy, joy.
Sure. But it's a great record. It's a great pop punk record. And just this year, this made my best of list. They released Home, which compiles some of their earlier release stuff in addition to newer tracks. You know what I mean? But they do a retake on Janie, which is just an essential Off With Their Heads track. Right. But Home, and this is, I think I got the blue vinyl edition. So.
I've just noticed you're wearing a Superman shirt, so I'm gonna put my Batman shirt on.
Oh yeah, I'm wearing the full-blown pajamas right now.
Same here, I've got the Batman pajamas on with eye holes that aren't actually eye holes, but there you go.
Nice.
Geeks are us.
Now here we go. This is this is where I don't understand where you go with music. This is Propagandhi Failsafes. This was released in 2012. Mm-hmm. Propagandhi, my favorite band, maybe. Haven't released a bad record except for Potemkin City Limits, which isn't bad. It's just not up to par. That's the back. And just looking at this, and the front cover album artwork, you know what you're in for. This isn't Fat Records Propagandhi.
No.
This is thrash. I mean, there's no other way to describe it. This is a thrash metal album. It's got some progressive elements. It's got some of the best musicianship that I've ever heard. Note to self. Just listen to Note to Self. Put it on. You are one of those bastards that you can appreciate metal.
Yeah.
And you love punk, but you can't put the two together to make one record.
No. The closest I'll come to putting punk anywhere near metal is probably Sepultura. Writing a song with Jello Biafra, and that's about it. I just don't think they should mix. Just don't mix them. It's like, would you drink a drink with like vodka and Scotch whiskey in there, at the same, like, would you pour those two? Well, it's the same thing with metal and punk, really. You've got, vodka and whiskey. You don't mix them. That's my idea anyway. But I just think Propagandhi for me, I think you've said this before, if there's a tree in the woods on fire, Propagandhi wrote a proper song about it.
I mean,
calm the fuck down, boys. Calm down. Like that failed Empire, what's it called? Tomorrow's Empire on Tomorrow's Ashes or something like that. The Red
failed?
Album.
What are you talking about? Today's Empire's Tomorrow's Ashes.
That's it. It's
a fucking brilliant record.
It's a great record, yeah. But the booklet that comes with that is like that thick.
Oh, yeah.
And it's all about inter-American politics between America and Canada and secret spies. And you're, oh, what's this shit?
Oh, yeah. If you're a vegan, you're a pedophile. And fucking... It's bad. But I don't read the literature, and I don't look into this stuff too much. I mean, it's... For me, it is what it is. I mean, I tried, I think I had a post on Facebook with David. We were talking about the Smiths, who you love. Yeah, to death. And it was like, I don't like the Smiths because of Morrissey's lyrics. That's not what draws me into the Smiths. What draws me into the Smiths is it's songwriting perfection. It's a guitar player who is more cutting edge than anybody else. It's a bass player that knows how to play a bass, and it's a drummer that knows his place. And drummers have a fucking hard time with this. If you're a drummer, your job is to stay in the back and play the fucking drums. You're not in rush. I mean, that's it. You keep the time, and you let everybody else do their fucking job around you. So,
exactly.
For me to listen to Propagandhi, it's, I'm not going for guidance. It's not my church. It's, I don't go to church for that reason specifically.
I feel the same way about Crass. I feel the exact same way about Crass. Crass go on about anarchism and anti this and anti that, rah rah rah, and I just like them because I like the music. It's a bit jingly jangly. It makes me laugh sometimes.
Sounds just like it.
That's Crass for you. But it came out. Did you hear about this yesterday? In fact, actually, while we're on Crass. Crass nearly started the Cold War, or nearly sparked a war between Russia and America and England during the Cold War. Basically, what they did was, the Cookie Puss EP by the Beastie Boys, where they spliced it all together with tape and whatnot.
Right.
Crass set up a TV and recorded Margaret Thatcher speeches and Ronald Reagan speeches off the TV, and then spliced it together like they were talking about bombing Germany and talking about the Falklands War, and sent it off to a newspaper in Holland. The newspaper in Holland said, no, this is bollocks, but then sent it on to the CIA anyway, and the CIA got hold of it and went, fucking hell, this is real. Russia have made this. And this is Russia's propaganda, and this is what they're showing to the people in Russia. It wasn't. It was Crass. And it sounds fucking terrible if you listen to it. You can barely make out Thatcher and you can barely make out Reagan. But the CIA spent 2 years fucking investigating it. It got MI6 involved. Margaret Thatcher and Ronald Reagan both became aware of it and sent letters to each other about it. It was all on BuzzFeed yesterday because the British have declassified some of the documents. Every year on New Year's Eve, the MI6 declassified documents which are more than 25 years old. So this came out like on Monday, and people were like, what? Members of Crass were like, well, we got told we had a file on us by MI6, but we never believed it. But this just proves we did. So
yeah. It's a badge of honor now.
Yeah, exactly. Right, what else have you got?
That's it. I think I'm done. I think we're wrapping up.
We're wrapping up. Well, if we're wrapping up,
let's see what you got.
Well, there's one band that are an Epitaph band that we've not spoke about that could possibly be argued are one of the biggest bands ever.
Sure.
Because of one record, really, and that's this. The Offspring's Smash. This is the biggest independent selling record of all time, or was. I'm not sure if it still is. But because of this record, we got so many other records, and without this, you wouldn't. Epitaph, I don't think, would have been able to survive and carry on. Give us the albums that you've just seen, that you've just shown, and some of the albums that I've shown. This is original and looks still pressed. I've not opened it yet, but this. When I first heard it, I hated it. I didn't think it was punk at all, and now every time I listen to it, I fucking love it. I forget what songs are on it, and then I realise, oh shit, yeah, that song's on this album. And they released another album after that, In XA on the Hombre. This is a single from that, All I Want. I prefer In XA on the Hombre to Smash.
Really?
Yeah. You've got the Jello Biafra opening. Ladies and gentlemen! I think it's a lot better than Smash. But, that being said, this is still the album that outsold fucking everything that ever was. In XA on the Hombre did fuck all pretty much, because, you know.
I can tell you right now that I need to go back and I need to re-listen to The Offspring, because in the 90s, I guess I had that whole I'm more punk than that attitude when I heard that record the first time.
Yeah.
And they were all over fucking MTV. Just like Green Day with Dookie, you know, it was about the same time frame.
Yeah.
And it was like, I never gave them a fair shake. And then they released that fucking horrible single in the late 90s, that Pretty Fly for a fucking White Guy. And I was you know, I don't think I fucking missed anything.
No. Well, the thing with over here, we got the big Green Day explosion, but this never happened in England.
Really?
Yeah, didn't blow up. I think Self-Esteem was a big hit. And it got
that
to
was the first single released.
Yeah, it got to like number 20 in the charts, and I'm pretty sure they were on top of the pops playing Self-Esteem, which was a bit weird. But it never got as massive as it was in America, with people playing it on the radio all the time. Green Day did, Dookie did, that didn't. And then when Pretty Fly for a White Guy happened, that's when Offspring blew up sort of big time over here and started playing the festivals and whatnot. But before this, the shit, and in XA on the Hombre, the shit, there's two good albums by Offspring, this and In XA on the Hombre. Ignition is crap. The self-titled album is awful. Both of them are on Nitro Records. And then they've got this on Epitaph, In XA on the Hombre on Epitaph and Sony, and then they go onto the major record labels and start producing real shit music. And that's the Offspring for me.
I liked what Fat Mike said about Dexter Holland, and it's kind of like getting back to what I had said in the 90s. He said, you know, everybody hates Offspring because they were popular. Everybody hates Offspring because Dexter Holland's a millionaire. Everybody hates Offspring because Dexter Holland has a private jet. Fat Mike says, I love Dexter Holland because when we tour with the Offspring, I get to go in his private jet. I mean, you know, it's one of those things, you know.
Catch-22 situation.
It's when you get so holier than a band that you hate them because of popularity. And I did that with the Offspring, and I'm man enough to admit now that at fucking 36 years old, I should go back and listen to the Offspring again and see what's there for me.
No, I'm sticking to my guns on this one, because I stuck with the Offspring all the way up to Americana, and I bought Americana, which had Pretty Fly for a White Guy, and the Beatles rip-off song, Obla Di Obla Da. What was it? That was Why Don't You Get a Job? Oh my fucking god, that song is awful.
Is there anything good on Nitro Records either? I mean, that's Dexter Holland's label, and I have never heard of a decent fucking release on Nitro.
Oh, come on now. Guttermouth are on Nitro Records.
It's not good though. It's not good.
Oh yeah, fuck you, Guttermouth are brilliant. The Vandals did a few things on Nitro as well.
But is it good Vandals?
Yeah, it's the Quickening and Live Fast Diarrhea.
See, I've never heard those two either.
Oh, fucking brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Like NIMBY's on Live Fast Diarrhea. They're like the first two albums after Joe Escalante took over the band and made it into, you know, the newer Vandals as you know it now, sort of thing. The first few are on Nitro Records. Jughead's Revenge were on Nitro's Records. AFI, or as I like to call them, AFI, were on Affy, were on Nitro Records with that the awesome album. Very proud of you. That's a
Which I've never heard.
record.
You know, AFI is another one that they released that one album that got really big.
Yeah.
And that was in the 2000s. And then they kind of had that gothy punk sound to them.
Yeah.
So I never bothered to go back in time, and I should have. Because I have a split swing.
But before they go all gothy and, whoa, look at me, I've got face paint on. They were
we're fucking clowns.
Yeah, look at me, I'm a scary, depressed clown. Oh no. The album Very Proud of You is fantastic, I think. It sounds like a girl singing, but it's hardcore and it's very fast. And then I think after that they did that album with the front cover with the graveyard with snow on it, and pumpkins. I'm not sure what it's called. And then after that they get progressively worse and worse. But yeah, Very Proud of You. Fantastic album in my view.
But now, I do have a Swing and Utter split with AFI, and the AFI sounds great. And this is an earlier split. This had to come out probably 98 or 99. But I do like the AFI side on that. So who knows?
I tell you, a very good compilation by Nitro Records is one called Go Ahead Punk. And he's got like a cartoon Clint Eastwood on the front cover. And there's Guttermouth on there, the Vandals, Jughead Revenge, AFI, The Offspring. I'm trying to think if there's any other bands on there. I don't think there is. I think there's like 2 songs by every band. There's 5 bands and 2 songs by them all. And but it's a fantastic compilation. Apart from one of the Offspring songs, which is shit. I think is Jennifer Lost the War, I think it's called. No, it's a fucking awful cover of Hey Joe by Jimi Hendrix that the Offspring did on their like first album. No, do not listen to that shit. I'm good for that as well. Fuck that. Right, that's it. That's the end of our little Epitaph marathon. 1 hour and 18 minutes. If anybody has watched it all the way to this point, put in your comments. Put in your comments. Kinder. Just write Kinder. 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 Write that into your comments, because I bet no fuckers got it here. But there you go.
This was as always, it was fun and it was enlightening.
1 hour and 18 minutes of bullshit, bollocks, and nonsensical shit. All
right, well, as always, I enjoyed it. We'll have to figure out something else to put together for next month so we can bombard the VC memory upload system on YouTube.
Alternative tentacles next month. We'll talk about that. Nice one. Take it easy, guy.
Peace out.
See you in a bit.